Hey everybody out in Wildcat Nation, this is Will Worsham here with Bruce Porter. We're talking dollars and cents today. This is your weekly program talking about all your financial and insurance needs. Bruce, obviously with the Resource Center, big sponsor of K-ROG, our studio sponsor. Always appreciate that. You know, I don't know if you happened to catch the Chain Gang last night, but they gave you guys a nice shout out.
I did. I saw that, and I do appreciate it. And you know what, the community, we're here to support the community, period. I believe in this stuff because I tell you what, I think this is the wave of the future because I think regular TV, I think it's eventually going to go away.
Yeah.
I guess it's climate change because we have too many storms. So that's why cable and dish and that's why they all go out when it thunders because of the weather, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. You know, I think you may be right. As I've said many times, people talk about K-ROG, it's kind of an accident that we do all this. There's John. Come on in, John. That's okay. John Pope's here. He was on the Chain Gang. We were just talking about your show last night.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So good. No, but I think you're maybe right about this being the kind of the wave of the future because, you know, like I said before when I talk about K-ROG, just kind of an accident that this even happened. And then here we are sitting in a nice studio with lights and cameras and all kinds of stuff.
It's kind of neat because I get to see all the community events on K-ROG. And every time I check, there's another one, there's another one. It could be football, it could be volleyball, it could be Ozarks Raceway Park. I mean, you know, it's all these different events that are going on sports-wise. And I'd rather watch community sports than watch the NFL or NBA, you know.
And we're not going to stop talking about this for weeks, at least until there's another one, but we had one of the best Rogersville football games right here on K-ROG. And it was an away game. It was Mount Vernon, and you just think there are hundreds of people from Rogersville that normally would never have gotten to see that game.
Oh, I know it.
They just could have, they maybe heard about it. Oh, I should have gone. Oh, I can't believe I missed it. And now you can hop right on K-ROG and fast forward to the last 8 minutes of that game and watch the Wildcats come back from a 23 to 7 deficit and win that game against, I think, a state-rated football team.
Well, that was as exciting as any NFL game I've ever seen.
Oh, it's better because you know what? We know those kids. We know those guys.
I don't know all of them, but I tell you what, I can get into those comeback games like that because that was incredible.
Yeah. You know, they go to high school with my son. I go to church with their parents.
Yeah.
You know, I know those kids, and so that just makes it all the much better.
They're probably still on a big high.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's Spirit Week at the high school this week, so they're all involved with that.
Yeah,
but speaking of loved ones and people that we love, I saw a neat thing from the Resource Center on your page that came out that talked about, I don't call it life insurance, I call it love insurance. Talk to us about that.
Well, I mean, you know, when you think about it, we don't buy life insurance for ourselves. It's to stabilize our family if we're not here.
Right.
So if something was to happen and Dad doesn't come home, it's to make sure Mom doesn't have to change her lifestyle and take care of the kids and get another job. And, you know, it's providing in an uncertain time. It could be debt reduction or it could be replacement of income. Life insurance is important. It's kind of a pain to figure out what to buy on the front end. And I've got some good advice. I've done this for 35 years, and I've got some real good advice on how to navigate all the different hurdles. And you can contact us at the Resource Center. And, you know, my tagline is simple solutions in a complex world. And I can tell you right now, the world is more complex than it's ever been, right?
Right.
So you simplify it and you simply buy what you need, and you can always upgrade your coverages later on. The one thing I do see a trend, young people buy too much of the wrong kind of insurance. So if you're going to buy permanent life insurance, which is either whole life insurance or universal life, if you're only going to keep it 7.4 years.
Sounds like that number comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Is that the average?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't buy it.
Sure.
Buy term insurance and buy a 20-year term policy or a 30-year term policy. It's a fixed price for a long period of time. And then if you want to upgrade when your finances are better, when you're more established with your family dynamic and you're not, so worried about making a buck to feed the kids. Now you've kind of arrived and you've budgeted Now you can afford a little bit, then you can look at permanent insurance. But too many people buy the wrong stuff. It's because salespeople sell them a product. Don't ever be sold life insurance. Buy what you need by doing some due diligence. Find out what's the right policy to buy. I'll be glad to give you the information on all those things, and that way you don't overcommit.
Right.
Now, that's the problem.
Now, you and I sat down a couple years ago, and you looked at my situation and my life insurance policy, and you put me in a policy that I think has some really neat features. It's not just a death benefit, but I think you called it a living benefit.
Right.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, so you've got some life insurance that does multiple things. It provides a death benefit, so if that drunk driver takes you out on the way home, your family's covered. Mm-hmm. It builds cash value.
I think they're covered enough. I've set up the next guy, which is something you always kind of want to avoid.
Yeah.
My wife will be a very popular widow, is what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. So, and that's probably true. There'd be a whole bunch of men offering to mow the yard.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So your policy provides that death benefit, but it also provides a good value as far as cash value building. It'll build good cash value, but what if you don't die? Mm-hmm. What if you linger? What if you have a stroke? What if and sooner than later you end up in nursing care? Well, then it offers a living benefit. And again, life insurance advantages, these benefits are tax-free. So while you're alive and not gone, mm-hmm. your wife would not be impoverished or bankrupt due to your costs.
Because I wouldn't be able to earn a living.
That's right.
So my income would be gone, but she's still got to pay the bills. This policy would give her cash to pay the bills and the extra expenses associated with my care.
That's right.
So
when you think about that, life insurance has evolved over the years. A lot of people think, oh, it's just so confusing. I just can't afford to do anything because I don't understand what I'm doing. Well, the problem is with that, the need is still there. The confusion is there. You just need somebody to explain it. Well, and that's kind of where we come in.
And that's why I'm a believer in the resource center, is because I can go there and say what my need is. You guys can figure out the details because it's beyond me. I mean, I have a doctorate. I have a law.
Right.
have a law degree, but I don't want to have to sort through all that stuff.
Well, next year will be our 20th year in business, and I started the company with a goal and a vision in mind to be a resource to a client. I came from corporate world where it was all about the numbers, it was all about the sales, it was all about the revenue. Well, I changed tunes when I started my company, and the Lord's blessed me more than I deserve, but we always stayed focused on one thing. Good customer service will always take care of the other needs. And my father taught me that years ago, and you have to have a servant's heart in my business because you get told no more than you get told yes. Mm-hmm. And you got to keep everything in perspective. The needs are there, so you have to simplify it to where people understand how this stuff works, because insurance is almost as confusing as taxes, right?
Right.
Maybe so. And so once people understand and they've got the information they need, they can make a decision because they're informed. So I've never had any sales quotas, and we have 12, 13 people on staff at the Resource Center. And what I find is with several of our carriers, we're their number one agent in Missouri. And so it's not because we have our thumb on the back of their neck pushing sales. It's because we focus on taking care of the client. We focus on customer service, on follow-up. We're there when they need us. I do things a little bit different. We put our cell phone number on our business cards. So when you're at home on the weekend and you had an accident or you have a financial situation, you can pick our card up and call our cell phone and we'll pick it up. So it makes a difference. So making sure you're informed, making sure you understand, that's very important. So,
hey, if what we've told you today about life insurance has caused you to have some questions, then I encourage you to call the Resource Center, call Bruce. That number is 882-1800. And I think the Resource Center, I think your people are on the ball watching this. I think they've got a link right there already in the comments of this video. So we appreciate you watching today. We'll be back next Monday with more dollars and cents. Thanks, Rogersville, for watching, and we'll see you soon.